Hello, welcome back to Blind Chess. We're not doing live today. We're gonna do some review of games. I just played. Let's see. Let's go to game history. I just played 6 games today and won all 6 of them. So that is from yesterday. Well, from last night, but from this waking session, I've played these 6 games. And the last 2 were pretty good. Let's go ahead and look at a couple of them. Study a couple games here on chess.com. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, so
Pawn d4.
d4. So the way I've decided to respond to d4 is with some knight to
Knight
f3,
f6.
going a little more modern rather than reply d5. Whereas I typically, if they play e4, you know, if we take it back,
Pawn d4.
if they play e4, where's my mouse? Sorry, I am literally blind. Okay, so if they
Pawn
play
e4.
e4, I'll play e5,
Pawn e5.
and go into classical circuits.
Pawn
But
e4.
if they play d4, I'm
Pawn
gonna
d4.
go a little sideways
Knight
on them.
f6.
It's just, I think you get into some really goofy tactical lines if you play the Queen's Gambit declined, and they're kind of drawish and stuffy for black, in my opinion, kinda. I mean, they're good. There's lots of good stuff. But I prefer the positional play here.
Pawn d4.
Whoops. Let's go forward.
Knight f6.
Knight f6. So
Bishop f4.
he comes with the London. This is the London, right? Or no, this is called the Indian game. So there's a London system. I think it involves knight c6. I don't know for sure. I've never wanted to play the London, but this is the Indian game, and it
Pawn g6.
could easily transpose into
Pawn
the
e3.
London system, which
Bishop
is
g7.
so. This is all
Pawn
well and
h4.
good. He comes with the pawn h4.
Pawn
You
h5.
block it.
Pawn c3.
So this is not. This is what the Indian game. This is the Indian game.
Pawn d5.
So is d5 best?
c3.
There's lots of things that are good. Apparently d5 is not, but they're all so close on the ratings there.
Pawn d5.
d5's good. I like it. You're taking those squares in the center.
Queen b3.
He plays queen b3. Huh.
Castles kingside.
Castle kingside.
Bishop d3. Pawn c6.
All right. Barely even
Pawn
remember this
e4.
game, actually. Oh, yeah.
Knight captures
So
e4.
this guy loses a
Bishop
pawn
captures e4.
right off the bat. Let's see how I
Pawn
go about
captures
it.
e4. Knight d2.
That looks good.
Queen d5. Pawn f3. Queen captures b3. Pawn
That's
captures
all good.
b3.
So we have a good 1.3
Pawn
advantage here.
captures f3. Pawn
Mildly
captures f3.
decisive. You know,
Bishop
tough
f5.
maybe tough to play to a win, but should be theoretically kind of winning here at -1. Maybe.
Bishop captures b8.
Maybe not. But that is not a good move.
Pawn captures b8.
I made sure that my rook could capture other than my A rook. And
Castles kingside.
castles, not that great. F6, huh?
Bishop d3.
Yeah, this is where I start. Yeah, I end up
Rook
not
f1.
playing that great, I don't think.
King f8.
Probably under some time
Knight
pressure.
c4.
But, yeah, it's coming in. Still,
Bishop captures
that's
c4.
not that great.
Pawn captures c4.
It's alright for him.
Pawn e6.
Then I should play a5 apparently. Or
Rook f1.
Knight e5 or now a5. No, rook e8.
Pawn f5.
So that's a bad move. That basically now the game's even. So that's the difference
Rook
between
f1.
winning and drawing right
Pawn
there. But
f5.
even back a ways,
Rook
I
f1.
didn't prosecute this
Pawn e6.
correctly. This
Pawn
worked out
captures
okay,
c4.
but even
Bishop captures c4.
here, yeah, I guess knight
Pawn
c4 is
captures
good.
c4.
Bishop
Bishop
captures
captures
is
c4.
not good.
King f8. Knight c4.
So
Bishop
loses a little
captures
bit.
c4. Knight c4.
So you can see, this helps you evaluate things in your study. If you go through and you see that bar, the evaluation bar over here, where is it? Right here. You know, you can, dead even is like right here. And then this means if it gets a little above one square, it's looking good for one side or the other. So, well, let's just go through. I don't make the most ideal
Pawn
moves,
captures
but they're
c4.
not terrible. Well,
Pawn
until
e6.
that move. That move's
Pawn
terrible.
f5.
But then he makes a
Knight
terrible move.
g5.
So what would be the greatest
Pawn
move here?
f5.
Rook f to e1. Just hammer on that.
Knight g5.
So he thinks he can hammer on it this
Rook
way.
e8.
Yeah.
Rook fe1.
He could have hammered on it, but now I get rid
Pawn
of it.
e5.
So I think the idea was to bring the rooks in there and keep the knight back, I guess, to blockade. I don't know. Yeah, it would
Pawn
blockade.
captures e5.
Bishop takes e6.
Rook
I
captures
take the
e5.
wrong way here again. I give it away.
Knight f3.
He gives it right
Rook
back.
captures e1 check.
Boom.
Knight captures e1.
Take care of that pawn. Now
Pawn
I'm winning
a6.
pretty well
Knight
again.
d3. Rook e8.
Still doing okay.
Knight c5. Rook e7.
Yeah.
Rook d1.
Bishop h6.
King e8.
King e8. It's not the greatest.
King f2.
Then I finally see that bishop h6, but now I'm barely winning, if
King
at all.
f1.
Oh, now I'm winning again. So you see how
Bishop
quickly and how things can change, and it's really hard to spot the
Knight
absolutely
d3.
perfect move. Rarely do people get the best move.
Pawn g5.
So is that like here?
Knight d3.
Rook e4 is way better because you attack the pawns, and then it goes down a whole nother road. So just these little lessons here are good. But again, that was an Indian game, so
Bishop f4.
coming at it like that
Pawn e3. Pawn h4. Pawn h5.
and stuff. So
Pawn d5.
gonna
Queen
watch it real
b3.
quick.
Pawn c6.
With
Bishop
those ideas
captures
in mind.
e4.
Bad move.
Pawn f3.
Got out of it.
Pawn captures f3. Bishop f5.
Got something
Bishop
bad.
d3. Knight c4.
Bad.
Pawn e6. Rook e8. Pawn e5.
That move.
Rook
This move
captures
is
e5.
bad.
Rook captures e1 check.
Um,
Pawn a6. Knight
and
d3.
then we see
Rook e8.
that's not great, but
Rook
we'll
e7.
kind of look how it
Rook
goes.
d1. King e8.
And here,
Bishop
1.6 to my
King
advantage.
f1. Bishop
Still
h6.
kind of
King
okay.
f2. Bishop h6.
Hanging in there.
King
And
f1.
then
Bishop e3. Knight d3. Pawn g5.
definitely
captures
that was not
g5.
great.
Rook e1. Rook captures e1 check. Pawn b6. Knight e5.
So here, this
Pawn
should,
c5.
yeah, I don't know.
Knight f3.
That draws.
Bishop f6. King e2. King d7. King e6. King
So he
f4.
makes a mistake
Pawn b5.
right there.
Pawn
Otherwise,
captures
it's
b5.
it's a draw.
Pawn captures b5. Knight e1.
So
Pawn h4.
you know, I got lucky
Knight
there.
c2.
And the
Bishop
reason it's a
e5
mistake is
check.
watch this. See the bar go down?
G5.
Watch what happens.
Bishop g3. Knight e3.
Push.
Knight f1. King
Either
d5.
either way he goes, if he
Knight
takes,
captures g3.
you pass it.
Pawn
If you
captures
take,
g3.
you lose.
King captures
Watch.
h4.
That's
King c4.
oh, you tie.
King captures g3.
So, but what you do
b3.
is you pass it.
King f4. King b3. King f4.
Check.
King captures
Boom.
b2.
And then the queen comes in
Pawn g4.
and saves the day.
Pawn b4.
So I got lucky on
Captures
that one.
b4. Pawn
Let's look
c4.
at the last one I played
Pawn
here.
captures b4.
The guy will get done talking here in a minute. Saying the moves. let's see here. Okay, so we have
Pawn d4.
another
Knight c3.
queen pawn game.
Pawn d5. Bishop f4.
This is the Indian
Pawn E3.
game,
Bishop g7. Pawn h4.
but with the knight
Pawn
variation.
h5. Knight b5. Knight a6. Knight f3.
And
Pawn c6.
that's all good.
Knight
You can
C3.
castle too.
Knight c7. Bishop d3.
And here, this
Knight
is
E6.
fine, but another good
Bishop
way to go
D3.
is bishop g4, pinning
Bishop
the
g4.
knight, because that's really helping contest the e5 square, which we eventually want to achieve e5. And in fact, so much so that the best move
Bishop
for white
E5.
in this position, this kind of weird position, is bishop to e5.
Bishop
Another good
G4.
move is queen to
Queen
d2, just giving this up
Bishop captures
because
f3.
it opens up the g file,
Pawn captures f3.
and everybody's targeting good stuff. You know, we got all these guys pointing at us. He's got a push coming in the center for sure. So you can counterintuitively just
Bishop
step off
D3.
that pin.
Knight
But
c7.
if you do, it's still not great.
Bishop
I
d3.
mean, black's doing just fine.
Knight e6.
So here we see
Bishop
bishop
G3.
g3, which is fine.
Castles
Castle. Castle,
Knight
and then
G4.
put the knight g4. This isn't the greatest, but it's kind of cool.
Knight e2. Pawn c5.
And then hit the pawn.
Pawn c3.
Is c4
Pawn
recommended
C4.
here? I don't know.
Pawn
Probably
c3.
not. Bishop d7 is good.
Pawn c4.
So this actually is
Pawn
a
c3.
kind of slightly bad move, but not really. In
Pawn
practice,
c4.
it may not be that bad, although it probably is.
Bishop c2.
We'll see
Pawn
though.
f5.
And I'm coming at him. This is not great. Obviously, look, I'm down 1.2. But is he going to
Knight
find the
E5.
right play? No, now I'm only down 0.6.
Knight
So
captures
take the
e5.
knight. Takes with the
Pawn
pawn.
captures e5.
That's good.
Queen c7.
But what I'm going to do here, hopefully... Oh, this hangs, this pawn. But apparently it's so weird up in here that you don't even notice. But, yeah, he doesn't notice. But if you take that pawn, what happens?
Queen
The rook
captures
comes
e5.
over. Queen has to go
Rook d8.
here? Queen f3. Okay.
Queen f3.
So you just lose a pawn. It's not the greatest. But, oh, no, we get it back.
Bishop captures e5.
So we get the pawn back, but what ends up happening here? You got boom, boom.
Queen captures e5.
Then you have, I don't know, stuff. Got maybe rook A is better on
Rook A,
D1. And,
Bishop d7.
so it's not the greatest here. It's -1. Not looking good.
Rook a d1. Bishop captures
But
e5.
it was, you
Rook
know,
D8.
he probably saw that.
Queen c7.
Well, he probably saw the resulting position there as a bad position, where I had the center, I had the initiative. But it turns out that positionally, having this open file and the better pawn structure was worth a pawn. So that's why it's, because otherwise we as learners and amateur players would never know. Like, we would be still in doubt. But now we can concretely say, oh, a position that looks exactly like that has exactly that kind of valuation as a negative or positive value. So that's why studying with this engine is so good. And by playing a game and then studying the game that you play with, you know, then study it with the engine, you're studying the exact amount of time you should on what's being played against you. So if this gets played 20% of the time against us, we're going to be studying it 20% of the time. And if it gets played 5%, then we'll study it 5%, because it prioritizes your study correctly to just study what people play against you. So it works out great, and we get a good idea. But in this case,
Pawn f4.
he plays what I thought he would play, which is this sucker here. Now, that was the only way to defend it. Now, that totally seals in his bishop, you see. You see? See? Alright, so his bishop's sealed in, and my bishop can be rerouted after some movement to support what is obviously, and I'm just kind of delaying the inevitable, but that queenside push is like gonna be warranted here, definitely. So after that,
Rook D8.
I cover the pawn. Is that the best way to
Pawn
cover the
F4.
pawn? Yeah, good enough. Yeah, it's a good way. So rook
Rook
d8
D8.
covers the pawn. Now I just need to get my knight out of the way and play e6. That's what I'm talking about there, to seal all that up, connect my pawns, and block it all in. So what happens next?
Knight D4.
Oh, he plays knight d4. And he plays...
Knight captures D4.
Now, playing queen takes
Pawn
d4
captures
is
D4.
playable,
Knight captures D4.
but no matter what, I think we're going to play e6. So let me
Pawn
seal
E6.
it up. So he helped us move our knight, and it helped us seal up the position, close off all those attackers. Now, he's got two pretty darn bad bishops. I mean, his bad bishop will come back defensively. You know, we'll see here. I'll just play the moves.
Rook F3.
So he plays rook f3. That's a pretty smart move. This guy's smart because he's going to bring his rook over here to attack my totally backward g-pawn in front of my king. But I do have my bishop that I can get over there to defend it and move my king over here to defend it. So, in fact, during the game, I didn't even really notice I had a backward pawn there. For some reason, it just didn't stick out as a major problem. But he saw it, because when he played that rook to f3, I was like, what's he doing?
Pawn
The
B5.
guy's going nowhere. So that's good. And he should play
Pawn A3.
b4, but he doesn't. He's going to get in all kinds of trouble here pretty
Pawn
quick.
A5. Bishop
So he comes
F8.
back. It's still equal.
Bishop F8.
And we're stacking up on that
Rook G3.
square.
King H7.
Oh.
Rook G3.
Can I take that? No. Queen to h7. Queen to h7. Who's going to play queen to h7 or queen to g7? Like, who's going to play their queen right in front of their king to defend their backward pawn? This is inhuman. Like, that's the one time the robots just aren't going to do it. So,
King H7.
king h7, we're, you know,
King H2.
equal.
Bishop D7.
So we're doing okay.
Queen E2. Pawn B4.
Push the pawn.
Pawn captures B4.
Now,
Pawn B4. Queen E2.
queen
Bishop
e2
D7.
is a bad move, isn't it?
Queen E2.
That's where he kind of definitely makes an inaccuracy. So it's
Pawn
tough to play
B4.
these positions. You know, put your opponent in a tough position, they're going to make a mistake likely. And here they make another
Pawn
mistake,
captures B4.
opening it up.
Rook captures A8. Pawn captures
And
B4.
This
Rook
is
captures
this is
A8.
not a mistake though. You kind of
Pawn
just got
captures
to
B4.
maybe better just to give
Bishop
up
captures
that
B4.
guy
Bishop
there,
E1.
and then I don't know.
Queen A5.
And that's okay, especially when they're going to
Bishop
trade,
captures B4.
which is still
Queen captures
okay,
B4.
kind of their correct
Queen
moves.
E3.
But then
Queen
here,
captures B2.
what should he have
Queen
done?
E3.
B3,
Queen captures B4.
because he got the rook on it. So we can play B3 here. Anything else is losing really bad, but that's even losing pretty bad, because we're gonna be able to pick up maybe that pawn with the queen, threatening our rook to here, threatening checks here, which wouldn't be good. It would lead to checkmate. So you have that, but he doesn't play that. He plays
E3.
this terrible move,
Queen
and then I think
captures
he
B2.
resigns. Yeah. So at that point, we're up -3. That's when people start feeling like it's resignable. That's when a lot of times we can notice that, oh yeah, it's kind of over. That -3 is like a whole knight down, or it's like equal to a knight or a bishop. So that'll be it for today's blind chess experience. I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day.